Hello guys, good morning and welcome to Example. Good morning everyone. Please confirm me that I'm audible or not. My audio and video both are reaching to you properly. Please confirm me. In this morning session, we have started the Down to Earth magazine. We are covering the Down to Earth magazine, and this magazine is very important for the perspective of the environment and the geography. Okay, so current topic or the current you can say the current important topic is being published in this magazine, and this magazine is very important for us. And in today's session, our topic is the jute industry, development of the jute industry in the Bangladesh, or you can say the declination of the jute industry or the jute production in the India. Why the jute production in the India is going to at the lowest pace, and the production of the jute in the Bangladesh is improving. The production is improving basically, and this complete article or this complete thing is related to the jute in the jute production in the India and the Bangladesh. So firstly, the question is, contrast the differences which have led to decrease in export of India jute vis-a-vis Bangladesh jute products. Analyze the role of government in providing support to the development of the jute industry. As you know that the Bengal region, earlier Bengal region, in which Bangladesh, today's Bangladesh and present West Bengal, both is completely collectively known as the Bengal region. During the British time period or during the ancient India before the partition, this region is the world's most jute producing region of the world. Jute production, or you can say the maximum jute production in the world is shared by this region, and this region is the delta region, or you can say this is the this region, or you can say the Bengal region. Bengal region is famous for the jute production. Okay, so I think you understand the question. What is the question? Contrast the differences which have led to the decrease in the export of India. So firstly, you should focus on the why the jute export of India has been decreasing. Why the jute production, the graph of the jute export is in the downward. What is the reason behind this in compare with the Bangladesh? Okay, and the second point, you have to analyze the role of government, how the government pampered or how the government protect any industry, or how the government has a role to improve the industry's production, or improve the production and flourish the any industry. So what is the role of the government? And the government has major role in the production of anything. You can say basically in the export. If you produce anything, if your production is surplus, then you are able to export anything to the global market. So this is your question. Now we should focus on why the jute industry has captured, and the context of this topic. What is the context? Why we are going to study this topic? Because recently jute industry in Bangladesh has captured the global market at the cost of Indian jute, which has seen in the decline in the production in the recent year. In the recent years, the jute industry or the jute market, the products of which are made by the jute, or you can say the raw jute, which are selling to the global market, has been captured by the Bangladesh. And earlier, the India has also contribution in the jute export, but recently, due to some good policies of the Bangladesh government and some mismanagement of the India, the jute industry has been captured by the Bangladesh industries, or you can say the export. The contribution in the export of the jute, Bangladesh contribution has been increased. Okay, so this is the context why we are going to study this thing, and in the mains examination, this question might be maybe asked that what is the reason behind for the lackness of jute industry in the India? What are the reasons? Is the government has the major factor? If is the government is the major factor, or the government's management is the major factor? So we will focus on this thing in the next slide. What are the, firstly you should understand that the why the jute production is in declining phase in the India. Why the jute production is in declining phase in the India? So firstly you should understand what is the importance of the jute. Why the jutes are important? What are the roles of the jute? Why the jutes is the important crop, or you can say why the jutes has the importance. So if you understand anything, if you know anything about jute, how many of you has seen the jutes? Jute is basically a fiber crop. This is a fiber crop, and these fibers are used in the formation of the packets, jute packets, in which you can carry any goods, in which like the if you go to mandi and you will see that the potatoes are put in the jute packets. Okay, so jute packets are very useful. Jutes are has very important role in the different things, and it is eco-friendly. It is the organic compound, and if it is the organic compound, it can be biodegradable. So if we are using the jute packets, if instead of the plastic packets or the plastic things, then it is more important, or it is more eco-friendly, or you can say it is eco-friendly, and it can be easily decomposable, and that is why it does not have any harm to the environment. So we should focus on this thing. And jute has jute has been used in the formation of the ropes. Okay, so it has the many importance. It has many important. So importance of jute, you should understand what are the importance of jute. Jute has a many importance. Okay, like the plastic, you can use the jute instead of the plastic, in the place of the plastic. Many times you can use the plastic in the place of the you can use the jute in the place of the plastic. Okay, so first thing is this importance of jute. The second thing, what is the legacy of the partition? During the British time period, before the partition, the Bengal region was very rich in the production of the jute. Okay, so that region is very rich in the production of jute. And if jute production, or the fields where the jutes are being produced, are the different region, and the industries which can process the jute, which can convert the raw jute into the products, was established in the different section. And after partition, when the partition was taken place, then the industrial section went to the Pakistan region, and the production region the industrial region went toward the India, and the production region went with the Pakistan section. So after partition, the production or the industrial region and the production region or the crop production region was separated by the partition, and that was a big problem. If you have the production, if you have the products, then there are requirement of the industry. And you don't have the industry after the partition. India, or the country which has the producing area, that country does not has the industrial area, and the particular country which has the industrial area, which does not has the producing area. So this created a big chaos of the production, and it has hammered the production. It has hammered the production of the jute industry. Okay, so jute products, or you can say completely hammered the entire jute industry. So firstly, what is the legacy of the partition? Jute industry in the India suffers from the legacy of the partition. Okay, this is the big problem. Jute mills in the state of the West Bengal suffer from the lack of the raw material, because raw material area or the raw producing area went with the Pakistan. and now that is the Bangladesh. Initially, when the partition was taken place in 1947, then there is a two region, one in the India and another is the Pakistan. Pakistan has the two area, one is the Eastern Pakistan and another is the Western Pakistan. So now Bangladesh was the earlier Eastern Pakistan, and that was the part of the Bengal region. So major production area or the producing regions were went with the Pakistan region, and that is why Indian jute industry has suffered from the raw material, because major production area went to the Bangladesh during the partition. For example, West Bengal has the 70 jute mills out of the total 90 jute mills situated in the India. At that time, there are 90 jute mills, I think 93 jute mills, and the 70 jute mills among them were in the India. And the Pakistan also, or the Bangladesh region, was also suffered because lack of the industries. But industries can be established, but producing area cannot be developed. So if you want to establish, if you have the area, you have the production of the raw material, you can establish the industry. But if you have the industry but you don't have the raw material and the relation, then there is a chance you can purchase the raw material. You can purchase the raw material from other countries. You can purchase the raw material from other countries, but the country which is your enemy country, you cannot expect from them. You cannot expect to purchase the raw material from your enemy country, and Pakistan was not interested to supply the raw material to the India. So that was the problem, the first major problem in the before the jute industry of the India. And the second, decline in the production. Why the production is declining in this region? What are the reason behind this? So why this production is declining? Firstly, declining in the production, as per the third advance estimates of the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, jute production is currently 1.77 million ton in the India 2022. So current data in 2022, the production, this is the prediction of the jute in of the Agriculture Ministry, that the production of the jute in 2022 will be the 1.77 million ton. This is a decline of the 13% as compared to the past decades. Okay, this is the declination of the by the 13% by the last decade. That means our production is going down. Our production is going down. Why? What are the reason why the production is going down? What are the reason? So firstly, you should understand there is a willpower. Farmers does not has the willpower because there is a lack of infrastructure. There is a lack of infrastructure. If you don't have the infrastructure, how can you expect anybody or any farmer will has keen to produce any type of the such product which does not has any infrastructure, which does not supported by infrastructure, does not support it to the farmers. So if you produce the if you suppose if you are farmer, if you has producing your if you produce the jute or the 1 ton of the jute in your field, but you don't have the infrastructure how to process this jute, you don't have the mills where you should go for the processing of that jutes. So why you are interested to produce such type products which does not have any infrastructure, which does not has supported by any infrastructure? So this is very simple and the common point. If the infrastructure lackness will occur, then the farmers has no zeal in the production of production of any such type material. So infrastructure, in the infrastructure you should require the industry, because this is the fiber material or the fiber crop, and this fiber crop need to process, okay, need to process and convert into the products, okay. And this second thing, you don't have the market, okay. So market infrastructure lackness, in which we should involve the industry and the market. Two things are required. Willpower of the farmers. farmers does not has the strong willpower for the production of the jute in the West Bengal, particularly in the India. Okay, so first thing. Second thing, this crop requires a lot of the water. Okay, this crop requires a lot of the water. So water requirement is very high in this crop. If the water requirement is very high, and during the production, during the extraction of the fiber from the plant, there is also requirement of the water. This crop especially was submerged for this particular time period and after that the fibers was extracted from the plants. So this is the water intensive crop. So water intensive. So there is no deficiency in the water, deficiency of the water in the West Bengal region. But during the extraction of the fibers, there is also water requirement, and that is why this is very labor intensive. So labor intensive. Willpower of farmers is not so strong because of the lack of infrastructure, and water intensive, labor intensive. Okay, because we export maximum raw jute to Bangladesh. I know very well, jute sack and rope. Okay, Jai Ma Bharti. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so this is the some reasons, and the another is the decline in the prices. If the prices, because if anyone has produced anything, if anyone has the will to produce anything, the first thing they want, or anybody want to profit, they want to maximum price. If you are producing any product, you always want that your product will go into market, and that attract the maximum price. That is why you got benefited, maximum benefit, you get the maximum benefit. So if the price will be declined or the price will be low, then the production rate also, the production will be declined. So the another factor, decline in the prices will decline, and the production or the quality of the raw material, is low. If the quality of the raw material is low, ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे आप देखो, if the quality will be low, then production or the demand of the products in the international market will be low, will be declined. If the quality will be low, demand will decrease. If the demand will decrease, then the production will decrease. Supply and demand concept here, the supply and demand concept. If you have any product which has the less quality, or you can the low quality, if you have the product which has the low quality, and with parallelly another product which has the higher quality than your product is also available in the market, then as a consumer perspective, anybody will choose the higher quality of the product. Okay, so high quality of product will compete the low quality of the product, and it will erase from low quality of the product, it will erase from the market. So India has the low quality of the jute products, and Bangladesh has the high quality of the jute products. If you have the low quality in your products, then the demand of this quality will decrease. If the demand of this quality will decrease, then the production will also decrease. Because if anything has the high demand, the production will increase. But if anything does not has the in the high demand, then the production will also reduce. Okay, so low quality is also important. Okay, less price or the low price, you can say the decline in the prices. If the prices will decline, then it impact or it will affect the will of production will of the farmers for the production of the crop. So it is also impacted. It has also impact on the production. And another thing, this is a bulky crop. This is a bulky crop. Okay. So earlier we have discussed this is a bulky crop. If it is the bulky crop, that means the weight of the raw material will very high. Rate of the raw material is high. If the rate of raw material is high, then it is not easy to carry the raw material from the producing site, or you can say from the agricultural field to the industry region. So production cost, or you can say the transportation cost, will be high. If the bulky crop, then the transportation cost will, or the cost of the transportation will high. If the transportation cost will high, then it increase the transportation cost will high, then it will increase the price of the any product. If the price will increase, and the international market, if the your product's price is high, then it will be affected by the other countries or the other products. If anyone has the cheaper products and the good in the quality, and you have the expensive, you can say your products rate or the production, your products price is high, but quality is not so good, or the quality is not so good as compared to other product in the market, so your products will be removed or the erased from the market. So price will high, that affect the export of the any product. It will impact the export of any product. So this is also a reason for the less production or the production decline in the India of the jute. Okay, so these are the some important reasons. Okay, these are the some important reason. I hope you understand the things. Okay, what are the reason behind the decline in the production of the jute in the India? Now, the management issue. What are the management issue? Why the management issue? What are the management issue? At the same time, jute mills in the India suffers from issue like the lack of the modernization of the machineries, equipments, labor shortage, and the labor unrest, as well as mismanagement. So if you want to produce, if you want to establish yourself into international market, then you have to advance your technology. You have to focus on the innovations related into that particular industry or that particular related regions, or the that particular you can say the sector. You can say that you have to do innovation in that particular sector. So if you are using the same machinery that you are using before 50 years or the earlier 50 years ago, so if you are using the same machinery that you were using at the 50 years ago, and then how can you imagine that your production will be high? It is impossible. So if issue like the lack of the modernization, so there is a lack of the modernization in the machinery. So we should focus on the production. We should focus on the innovation. We should focus on the research and development in the machinery sector. And we should purchase the machinery from other country or the developed nation. So there is a problem in the advancement. Because why this industry does not get the modernization from in the machinery? That is the reason. There is a reason. What is the reason? Because the world's approximate 90 to 95% jute production is being done into Bengal region. So there is any developed nation is there is no region, there is no such important region in which jute production is done in the in any developed nation. So if there is a no involvement of the any developed nation, and Bengal region has the Bangladesh and the India, Bangladesh and India. So if you has the maximum region of the jute production or the jute favorable region, then who has responsibility, who has the more responsible, accountable for the innovation? So innovation should be done by these two countries, but these two countries not focusing on the innovation. India is focusing at the present time in the innovation, but Bangladesh is a poor nation, and this is poor nation, so this is not more, it is not more focused on the innovation, because there is a lackness of the infrastructure in the innovation, because innovation is also for the innovation there is also a requirement of the some infrastructure. So here is a lackness of the infrastructure, and that is why both countries does not involve in the innovation and the research and development for the machinery upgradation. So you should require the machinery upgradation if you want to produce more products with the time. So there is a lack of the modernization, this is the mismanagement, and the equipments, there is a lack of the equipments, labor shortage. I said you in the some minutes ago that this is the labor intensive agriculture, labor intensive crop. If the labor intensive crop and in the processing time period, if you do the processing of any jute, then there is also requirement of the labors. So labor intensive crop is this crop is also labor intensive, as well as the industry is also labor intensive. So if the labor shortage will happen, then this industry will affected. And labor unrest, there is a problem in the labor group. There is a problem because many times the requirements of the laborers, the basic needs of the laborers does not considered by the mill industry owners or the industry associations, and that is why the labor association came into the picture. And you know that the Bengal is the region from the origin or the evolution of the any revolution, or you can say the freedom fighting. So Bengali or the Bengal region is very conscious about their rights and the labors. If you are not giving if suppose you are the factory owner and you are not giving the proper essential things to the laborers, then laborers will not, if the laborers is not happy, then they will go to strike. They have the right to go on a strike and other things. So labor unrest is also an important factor for the jute industry declination in the India. So this is very important thing. So labor unrest condition. Okay, labor unrest condition. So guys, I think you are getting my points. What are the points? Firstly, we understand what are the importance of the jute. Then what are the factors? What are the reasons why the jute industry is into declining phase in the India? What are the factors why the jute industry is in the declining phase in the India? Okay, and now what are the role of the government? Firstly, the government role in the jute industry. What are the role in the government in the jute industry? The lack of the government support. Despite the existence of the Jute Corporation of India, the farmers have complained about the lack of support to the jute industry. This is corroborated by the official procurement data, which has seen in the reduction 0.14 million ton in 2007-8 to 0.14 million ton in 2021-22. So government support, there is a corporation also in the existence, that is the Jute Corporation of India. But in the India, there is a many problems in the governance section. If you understand if you study the governance section, you will find out that there is a many lack of the coordination, there is a lack of the funding, lack of the consideration. Okay, there is a many problem in the industry, in the regions or the governance section. So government's machinery or the government machinery does not react as they required or as they expected. So, okay, so this is the declination. This is the data. That data was provided 2007 to 8. The reduction of the 0.14 million ton was done, and now 0.014 million ton reduction is also seen in 2021-2022. So this is the problem. This is the problem. The government should focus on the such type industry in which you have the ability to dominate at the international market. If you have the producing area, you should focus on this thing. But there is a problem. Agriculture is the part of the state list, and the trade, export, and the other things, many things were determined or the considered by the central government. So there, if there is a two party, if the different party is ruling at the central and the state, so there is an obvious thing that the lack of the coordination will always seen. Like in the present time, the West Bengal and the central government. So political things also impact the economical things. So economics or other things also has been impacted by the political parties or the political thing. So it is, but it is not fair. We should not focus. We should not impact the. We should not has impact of the political ideology. We should not impose any political ideology to anyone. So political things should not impact the economics or the economy. तो लेकिन देखते हैं होता क्या है. ठीक है. Now the next infrequent revision of the prices. What are the problems? The role of the government. The role of the government is the infrequent revision of the prices. Jute industry in the India is highly dependent on the government procurement. Okay, so jute industry of India is highly dependent on the government procurement. However, it is plagued by the infrequent revision of the procurement price by the Tariff Commission under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. For instance, the last revision was done in 2016. So, as you read about the MSP, the frequent revision of the crops like the wheat, paddy, but here is not a frequent revision is taking place in the prices of the jute, and this is a big problem. This is a big problem. If you fix a price in 2016 and you want to purchase the products in 2022 at the same price, then it is not fair deal with the farmers. So it is also important thing. So this is the problem by the government side. The loss of the employment. Textile industry, majorly cotton and waste, is second highest employer after the agriculture in the India. So this is a problem. We are losing the employment in these sectors. If this industry will not flourish, then the employment will hammer. Okay, if the employment will hamper, then all the things of the economy related to the employment or the things related to the employment will be affected. So this is an important thing. Government as a buyer. Okay, government is as a buyer. Okay, you should open the market. You should free the market, and farmers can sell their product into the open market. If you will provide such type infrastructure for the farmers, then they will get the suitable price of their products. If they will get the suitable price of their products, then this price or this benefit will motivate them. And if the farmers will get motivated, then they started to more production and overall production will increase. So government as a buyer, you establish yourself, or the government should establish as a buyer for the protection of the farmers, not for the exploitation of the farmers. So you should open the market. You should provide the open market for the farmers. If they sell their products at that market for a fair price, then it's okay. If they don't have the fair price, then you should support like the MSP. Okay, like in the MSP, you support government support the products producers. Same thing should be happen here. And the food packaging, the jute packaging materials compulsory in the Use Packaging Commodities Act 1987 provides the compulsory uses of the jute in the packaging of the food grains. But sometimes this rule does not follow. So food grains, this is the law. Food grains always should be packaged into the jute packets, not in the plastic packets. So this rule has been violated many times, or the almost you looked at the mainly time this rule has been violated by authorities. So this should not be done into the. Okay, so this is the reasons. Now, jute industry in the Bangladesh. Why the jute industry is flourished in the Bangladesh? What are the reason behind this? Okay, we will understand this thing into the next class. Today, your next class is going to on. Okay, तो इसको next class में देखते हैं. We will meet into next class. Thank you so much.